obviously you traveled a far way today. How important is this gaming vote to your community?
Well, actually, the gaming expansion bill is extremely important for the village of Fort Heights. As I stated during the testimony, the village of Fort Heights is one of the most economically depressed or disadvantaged community in the state of Illinois. One of the 10 poorest communities in the nation. What I think that the gaming bill would do is that it would allow Fort Heights to start to develop some industry, to attract some businesses in the hospitality, retail, and manufacturing industry. Also collect some gaming taxes from the casino license, which would kind of snowball. The village of Fort Heights had offered to share 60% of all gaming revenue, which would be generated by this license with 5 other economically depressed towns throughout Cook County. We've also agreed to share gaming revenue with the surrounding communities, Linwood, Glenwood, Chicago Heights, and South Village. The 5 economically depressed communities that we would share revenue with is Dixie Moore, Harvey, Phoenix, Riverdale, and Burnham. The expansion bill and the casino license would give a poor community a glimmer of hope, an opportunity to start to develop its own tax base where we could independently provide the type of community services and public services that our residents so rightfully deserve. And I ask that the gaming board and that state senators look favorably upon this particular piece of legislation and pass Bill 3970.
Now, I did hear that the mayor of Glenwood was in there, and did I get that correct? He said that he had to provide fire service to your community, or am I wrong?
No, well, actually with fire services, the village of Fort Heights has a volunteer fire department. And Glenwood, along with a number of other surrounding communities, it's called a mutual aid agreement. They cannot pitch in whenever there's a fire or an emergency. All the communities help each other. We help and go to fire calls if it's one in Glenwood or if it's one in Linwood or South Village, and they do the same. We all kind of pool resources. The fact of the matter is the biggest issue that we're faced in the village of Fort Heights is that Cook County Sheriff provides law enforcement services for the village at about $1.5 million a year. I would like to have a local department. I think a local department is necessary in each community, not only for providing law enforcement services, but actually playing an integral role within the community, providing community-related services, getting to know your residents, and strategically devising plans that work for your individual community. When you have such a large department, Cook County is like the largest county in the state of Illinois that provides law enforcement services for your community. It's too impersonal. We need individuals who know what those particular problems are within the community. Although I welcome Cook County Sheriff, because at this particular time, the village of Fort Heights cannot afford police and law enforcement services. We paid Cook County Sheriff a very small amount on a monthly basis. But this gaming bill would help us to alleviate those particular problems, and we would be able to stand alone.
So you'd be able to hire your own police department if you got this gaming bill from the revenues?
Yes, we would. We would be able to not only hire a police department, but we would be able to hire and staff a full-time fire department. We would be able to hire individuals to work in our planning department, our community development department, to help us organize and implement the type of services and be competitive with everyone else as opposed to being dependent upon everyone else.
This is like a lifeline to you then, isn't it?
It's, I left the village of Fort Heights about 10 years ago. I returned to try to help, because I was born in the village of Fort Heights and I did not like the way the community was going. And to watch all of the industry, the businesses, and even population diminish, I felt that it was time for someone to step in I know and I feel that I'm a person with the capabilities to kind of establish the partnerships and the collaborations to generate the resources and the funds to turn our town around. And that's the effort that we're going to do, and the gaming issue is one integral part of that.
What's the unemployment right now up there? Unemployment rate?
Unemployment in the village of Fort Heights exceeds 35%. I know across the state it's roughly around 10%. In the village of Fort Heights, it would exceed 35%.
Right. So, wow. Is there any place to work around there?
Most folks that find jobs is in Indiana because we're so close to Dyer, Indiana, or Munster, Indiana, or Hammond, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that there are more job opportunities. Actually, in the south suburbs, not only the village of Fort Heights, there's virtually no job opportunities. Everyone either goes to northwest suburbs or go over state lines for employment. And that's something that we really had to look at, that we really need to change. And we need to be more business friendly in terms of attracting industry to small municipalities throughout strategic pockets in the state of Illinois to try to create jobs and to do things just slightly a different way.
So basically this gaming expansion bill will help bring people, create jobs for your own people, as well as bringing Illinois residents who cross the border to go over Indiana to gamble to come back. So
Absolutely.
Everybody back.
Absolutely. We would bring those dollars back. Those dollars would stay in the state of Illinois, but at the same time, we would attract patrons from Valparaiso, from Dyer, Indiana, from Cherville, Indiana, from Maryville, from Hammond, from East Chicago. Because of the locations of the 394 corridor, it's only 10 to 15 minutes away.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.